Hello, I'm Dariush, and welcome to the Business English Hub, the podcast that helps you speak clearly and confidently at work. This podcast is for professionals, students, and job seekers who use English in meetings, presentations, interviews, and beyond. Listen regularly to build your vocabulary, improve your fluency, and feel more comfortable using English in the workplace. By the way, there's a free transcript for this episode on my website, so you can read along or review later. You'll also find some business English courses there. You can watch this episode on YouTube to listen and read the captions at the same time. And I'm on Spotify and Amazon Music as well, if you prefer audio only. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. And if you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. I really appreciate your support. Alright, let's dive into this week's topic, speed networking. Ever heard of speed dating? Speed networking is a similar idea, but for professional connections. It's basically a structured event where you meet many people through a series of quick one-on-one conversations. In today's episode, I'll explore what speed networking is and how it works, why people do it, who it's for, how it's organized in person versus online, and some tips on hosting your own event. I'll also talk about how it can boost your confidence and professional identity, and I'll highlight some useful vocabulary along the way. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of speed networking, and maybe you'll be inspired to try it if you haven't already. So, what exactly is speed networking? In a nutshell, it's a fast-paced networking event where participants have brief, timed conversations with multiple people. It's often described as speed dating for business. Here's how it works. You pair up with someone and chat for a few minutes, usually 2 to 5 minutes. When time's up, a bell or buzzer sounds, and you quickly switch to a new partner. This cycle repeats until you have met a number of different people, sometimes everyone in the room. Because each conversation is so short, you focus on the essentials. Who you are, what you do, and maybe what you're looking for. Then you exchange contact information and move on. The goal isn't to close a deal on the spot, but to make a quick connection and decide if you'd like to follow up later. Now you might ask, why try speed networking and not regular networking? Well, I think one big reason is efficiency. In a typical networking event, you might talk to only a handful of people. In speed networking, you could meet 10, 20, or more contacts in the same amount of time. Within just a few minutes of talking with someone, you can usually tell if there is potential for a meaningful connection. If there is, great. You exchange business cards and follow up later. If not, no problem. You have only spent a couple of minutes, so it's not a significant waste of time. In fact, some organizations report that each person can create around 5,000 euros in new business from a single session, which shows how effective these quick chats can be. Another benefit is that the structured format makes networking less awkward. You don't have to work up the nerve to approach someone. The event pairs you up automatically. And there is a built-in escape if a conversation isn't clicking. The bell rings and you move on, literally getting saved by the bell. This is great for shy or introverted people. The one-on-one setup and time limit help everyone get involved. It's comforting to know each chat is short and the other person is there to network too. So the environment is friendly and encouraging. It's also high energy and fun. The fast pace keeps you on your toes. And by introducing yourself multiple times, you naturally get better at summarizing who you are and what you do, which is great practice for your communication skills. But you might say to yourself, can I really benefit from speed networking? Speed networking can be useful for almost anyone who wants to expand their network. Students and alumni use it to connect. Colleges often host sessions where students meet graduates in the industry. This gives students insight and confidence, and gives alumni a chance to mentor or even find future talent. Professionals and entrepreneurs benefit too. At conferences or trade shows, a speed networking session helps attendees meet lots of new people, from potential clients and collaborators to mentors in a short time. An entrepreneur at a small business expo, for instance, might meet 20 people in one go. And job seekers can use speed networking to meet recruiters in quick speed interview rounds. Finally, whether you are extroverted or shy, the format works for both. Outgoing people enjoy the fast pace, and quieter folks appreciate the structured time limits that make it easier to break the ice. Now let's talk about the different formats speed networking can take. Speed networking can happen in person or online. In-person events usually take place in a large room with pairs of chairs or tables set up for face-to-face conversations. Often, one row of people will face another row. You talk to the person across from you for the set time, then a bell or gong signals everyone to stop and switch partners. Typically, one side moves down to the next seat while the other side stays put. You keep rotating until the session ends. Along the way, you'll likely exchange business cards and perhaps jot down notes about each person. Virtual speed networking uses video conferencing tools. Participants might be randomly assigned to one-on-one breakout rooms for a few minutes each. When time's up, the software either returns everyone to the main room or automatically shuffles you to a new partner. Instead of physical business cards, people share LinkedIn profiles or emails in the chat. The nice thing about virtual events is that you can meet people from anywhere without travel. You lose a bit of the personal touch of being face-to-face, but the core idea is the same: quick, structured conversations and then rotate. Now let me give you some hosting tips in case you want to organize a speed networking event. I should mention that I have never personally hosted one, but I have listened to many people share their experiences as hosts. If you want to host a speed networking session, a little planning goes a long way. First, get the logistics in order. Choose a venue or online platform and set up for the number of participants you expect, chairs and tables in pairs for an in-person event, or breakout room capability online. Decide on the timing. How long each round will last, for example, 3 minutes per conversation, and how many rounds you'll fit in. Announce the time limits and rules clearly at the start. For example, you can say, "You'll have 3 minutes per partner. When you hear the bell, please finish up and move to the next person." Make sure everyone understands how to rotate to their next partner. Encourage everyone to prepare a short introduction, their elevator pitch, so they can introduce themselves clearly and quickly. You might even provide an icebreaker question to help kick things off. During the event, keep an eye on the clock and give a clear signal when it's time to switch. If you have an odd number of people, you can jump in yourself or form one group of 3 so nobody's left out. After the final round, thank everyone for coming and remind them to follow up with their new contacts. For example, suggest they exchange contact details if they haven't already and send a quick email or message within a day or 2. A friendly wrap-up with enthusiasm will leave people feeling positive about the experience and hopefully excited to continue their conversations afterwards. Now let me tell you a little bit about the effectiveness of speed networking sessions. Speed networking can lead to great connections. Many participants have found jobs, clients, or mentors this way. But remember, the event is just step 1. Real relationships develop when you follow up afterward. The format is fantastic for quick introductions, but deeper conversations have to happen later. Of course, there are some challenges as well. Chats can feel rushed or superficial, and you might repeat yourself a lot. Not every match will click. But since each chat is only a few minutes, you move on quickly. On the bright side, you'll meet far more people than you likely would at a regular event, which really increases your odds of finding someone valuable to connect with. If you treat speed networking as a starting point and plan to follow up later, it can be a very effective networking tool. Now you might ask, where can I find these speed networking events? Well, all kinds of organizations run speed networking events. Many business conferences and trade shows include speed networking sessions. Local chambers of commerce or industry associations often host them for members. For example, a chamber might have a speed networking breakfast for local businesses. There are also companies that specialize in these events. For instance, Contact 25 in Europe focuses on business-to-business speed networking sessions. Networking groups like B&I sometimes add speed networking activities to their meetings to help members mingle more. University and alumni networks use speed networking to connect students with alumni mentors. Even community meetups or co-working spaces might organize informal sessions. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for these events in your community or professional circle. And if you don't see any, you could propose or organize one yourself. Why not? For me personally, when it comes to speed networking, the most important aspect is what I can take away from these events. One great side effect of speed networking is that it can boost your confidence. By introducing yourself repeatedly, you get better at summarizing your skills and you start to speak more smoothly about what you do. You're essentially practicing your personal brand over and over, which helps clarify your professional identity. For students or career changers, meeting multiple professionals quickly can demystify the industry. You realize those experienced folks are normal people, and you begin to feel like you belong among them. In one program, students reported a stronger sense of belonging in their field after speed networking with alumni, and they became more confident about contacting new people. Pushing yourself to talk to many strangers, especially in a second language, might be nerve-wracking at first, but it gets easier each time. By the end of an event, you might think, yes, I can do it. That confidence can carry over to job interviews, meetings, and other professional situations. Now it's time for a quick vocabulary spotlight. Here are some useful expressions for networking. Elevator pitch. Elevator pitch. It's a brief, around 30-second introduction about yourself. It's called elevator pitch because you should be able to deliver it in the time of a short elevator ride. Break the ice. Break the ice. It means to start a conversation in a relaxed, friendly way. An icebreaker could be a simple question or comment that helps ease into talking with someone new. What do you do? What do you do? It's a common question meaning, what's your job or field? You'll hear this a lot, so have a one-liner ready about what you do. Keep in touch. Keep in touch. This phrase is used at the end of a conversation to suggest staying in contact. For example, you can say, "It was great meeting you. Let's keep in touch." Follow up. Follow up. It means to reconnect later about something. After meeting someone, you might follow up with an email or message to continue the conversation or plan a meeting. If you check the transcript on my website, you'll see these terms highlighted. Try using them next time you're at a networking event. Having a few key phrases ready will make you feel more confident. I have designed an exercise to help you practice these terms. You'll find the link in the episode description. Today we have covered a lot about speed networking. What it is, how it works, why it's useful, who can benefit, how to host one, and more. What do you think? Have you ever tried speed networking, or would you like to? Does it sound exciting or intimidating? I'd love to hear your thoughts and any experiences you want to share. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment below. If you're listening on my website or on a podcast app, you can send me a message or comment as well. Let's get a conversation going. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like the video and subscribe to my channel or podcast. Feel free to leave a comment or a rating too. Your support really helps me out and lets me know you're enjoying the content. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something new and feel more confident about trying speed networking or any networking in English. This is Dariush, your host, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Business English Hub. Until then, take care and happy networking. Talk to you soon.